Hello everyone! Today we are in Hagley Road, Edgbaston in Birmingham to explore the Oratory of St. Philip Neri, an English Catholic community. This video was recorded in September 2021 during the Birmingham Heritage Week Open Days. The Birmingham Oratory was founded by St. John Henry Newman on the 1st of February 1848. He was ordained a Roman Catholic priest in Rome in 1847. In Rome, he joined the congregation of the Oratory, founded in the 16th century by St. Philip Neri, later known as the Apostle of Rome. The Oratory in Birmingham was first established in Maryvale, then moved to a converted gin distillery in Edgbaston, and finally settled at Edgbaston in 1852. After Newman's death in 1890, it was decided to replace the first Oratory church with a larger building as a memorial to him. The architect Edward Doran Webb was commissioned and the foundation stone was laid in 1903. The church is built in a classical style which evokes early Italian Baroque and is an example of Edwardian Baroque architecture. The church was opened in 1909 but had been in use for 3 years before this and was consecrated in 1920. The new church was built on top of the old church, with the old church remaining in use for a time, before it was dismantled and the remains removed to reveal the new church. The Oratory started with St. Philip Neri, who was a Christian missionary and founder of the Congregation of the Oratory, a community of Catholic priests and lay brothers. He was born in Florence on the 21st of July 1515. At 18 years old, Philip went off to live with a wealthy family member to assist in and possibly inherit the family business. However, soon after his arrival, Philip experienced a mystical vision, which he eventually spoke of as his Christian conversion. He soon lost interest in owning property or participating in business. Philip moved to Rome in 1533, and by 1552 he began to collect a circle of men in his room at the Roman Church of San Girolamo della Carità and was ordained to the priesthood. In order to keep his circle of young men out of trouble during the afternoons, Philip occupied them with spiritual reading, edifying conversation, and pilgrimages to churches and convents. Visits to the sick and the dying in hospitals were part of this apostolate. In the evenings, some of his penitents would return to him in his room at San Girolamo for more prayer. By 1558, Philip Neri's group had outgrown his small room, and so a larger space over the church was adapted as an oratory for their meetings. These consisted of mental prayer, informal comment on spiritual readings, vocal prayers, and the singing of hymns and songs. In 1575, they acquired the church of Santa Maria in Vallicella, and the congregation was canonically erected by Pope Gregory VIII. Its status was confirmed as a community of secular priests bound by charity but not vows. Those who joined the Oratory were formed by living among the community as a family. This is the English Martyr's Altar. The Oratory has 6 side altars. And between each altar is a confessional, and each of the fathers have their own confessional. The mosaic at the top of this altar represents the Pentecost, with Mary sitting in the middle and the apostles sitting on each side. The picture represents Saint Athanasius, who was the bishop of Alexandria in Egypt. and he is a saint to whom Newman was particularly devoted. This is a lady altar dedicated to Saint Mary. It is the largest of the side altars. The statue and some of the ornaments come from the old church in the gin distillery in Edgbaston. The statue is a copy of Our Lady of Victory in Paris, France. This is a sanctuary where all the public masses take place. At the top is a mosaic showing Mary being coronated by her son Jesus. On the left is Saint John the Baptist holding the lamb, and on the right is Saint John the Evangelist holding the Gospel. This is the organ, and it is from that place that the choir sings. They sing Palestrina, Renaissance Epiphany, Mozart, etc. This is St. Philip's Neri shrine. It was added to the church in about 1930. The wax figure and the portrait represent St. Philip Neri. And at the top is a dome. This room used to be the chapel of St. Philip Neri, and it became the National Newman Shrine in 2010 when Newman was beatified. In the red box are the remnants of Newman. An esteemed novelist born in Bloemfontein, South Africa, had a strong connection to the Birmingham Oratory. His name is J.R.R. Tolkien. When he was young, his mother Mabel used to take him along with his younger brother Hilary to the oratory on Sundays. She had a strong Catholic faith, and the oratory would give her the spiritual support she was looking for. In one of the oratory fathers there, the Anglo-Spanish Welsh Father Francis Morgan, Mabel found a priest who showed them great pastoral solicitude and generosity. Before she died from type 1 diabetes in 1904, she had appointed Father Francis as the guardian of her two sons. Unfortunately, insulin would not be discovered until 1921. Tolkien and his younger brother became orphans as their father died a couple of years earlier from rheumatic fever. They lived for a short period of time in the oratory before Father Francis found them a place to live in nearby.
In 1910, so just before the First World War. It took about 10 years to build.
What struck me was how quite plain
Yes, it is, yes. I think Catholic churches were built like that, to be as unobtrusive as possible. Because don't forget, there was a lot of persecution and prejudice against Catholics, and they didn't want to draw attention to the buildings. Yeah, so. I'll hand you over to our archivist. We'll take you into. Will you put the museum as well?
You're not under any obligation. If anyone would like to come in, come with me. There's also refreshments in there if you would prefer.
Okay, thank you. Fine.
Good. Now, you are, let me know where you are. You're inside the house that Cardinal Newman designed, built and lived in for the latter half of his life. And situated in it now is the Museum of St. John Henry Cardinal Newman, which was created at the time of his canonization. The reason for its creation, obviously, is to celebrate the new saint, and saint of Birmingham, and saint of this house. But also we have an enormous amount of Newman's patrimony, as we call it. His archives, letters, diaries, objects, clothing, all sorts of things were kept by the fathers when he died in 1890, and indeed his room was preserved exactly as he left it when he died. Now that room is currently under conservation and it's not possible to visit it, so instead we have brought the room to you. And there are many, many objects from it on display in the museum, which we're about to enter. What I will do is just give a few rudimentary instructions and leave you to explore. And after about 10 minutes or so, if you would like to remain to watch a video, I know you've had a lot of information already, and there is a 20-minute video which gives more substance to Newman and his history, and is a tour, a visual tour of the room. You're welcome to stay for that. If not, just let me know whenever you would like to leave and I'll see you out. So if you please follow me. Further word of instruction here before we go in. Now if you would like a really in-depth look at Newman's life, these information panels begin here from his childhood and lead you into the museum, and then pick up again at the television screen, which you'll see, and lead you back out. So that's if you want a thorough look. In between, you'll see lots of exhibits from Newman's life, from his childhood, through his Anglican years to his Catholic years, some of his clothing, and in a cabinet in the corner, lots of objects from his room. It should all be quite self-explanatory. Numbers corresponding to information panels on the wall. Any questions, just ask me. And in the corner, you'll find descriptions of the objects on cards you can pick up. So please.